Library. Thank you for joining me again for another book talk. This time I'm going to do J books, middle grade books, and it spans from, I would say, ages 6 through 12 mostly, and I apologize in advance, but a lot of the books I grabbed were graphic novels, which I love to read, so hopefully I have picked a book that will interest you. Okay, for book number 1, I chose Stargazing. This book is by Jen Wang, and it is a graphic novel. This one's for ages 8 to 12, so that's grades 3 to 7. Not only is it a graphic novel, but it's a super fun story about Asian Americans, about friendship, about meeting somebody who's totally different than you, and everyone judges that person, but then once you get to know them, you realize they're really great, and you learn a lot from each other. So Moon is totally different from Christine. Christine comes from your typical Chinese American family, and Moon has a different upbringing. So they get to know each other, they get really close, and then tragedy strikes, and Christine has to learn how to navigate her feelings and also how to act toward her friend. I really enjoyed this book and read it probably in a day or two. It's got super great illustrations, nice and colorful, and I felt like the characters were really likable.
But how would you rate it?
This book gets 5 stars. Okay. Next, we have another graphic novel. Okay, this one's called Investigators. Get it? They're investigators, but they're also alligators. So this book is filled with puns. So what is a pun, you may ask? A pun is exactly what the title is, where it uses the word investigators and it changes the meaning to include alligators. I hope you get the point, but this book is filled with these puns. So it's very funny, and sometimes you might read it through once or twice and not even get all the puns. There's so many. There's mystery. Obviously, there's cool animal characters. They are investigators named Mango and Brash, and there's a couple of mysteries that they have to solve. So can they save the day? I don't know. You'll have to read to find out.
But what would your rating be on this book?
Okay, so this book I gave 4 stars.
Whoa.
It's really good though. Hey, how about I just stick to all my graphic novels to start? This one is called PopularMMOs Presents Enter the Mine. Okay, so this is book 2 from PopularMMOs. Book 1 is called A Whole New World. And if you don't know, PopularMMOs have their own YouTube channel. It's Pat and Jen. So you might follow them on YouTube and you're wondering, can they write books? Yes, they can. This is super duper fun, lots of adventure, fantasy. It's Minecraft inspired. What else? Oh, there's social themes. So you have all these favorite characters, and sometimes they get along and sometimes they don't. There's jokes, there's action, and if you read the first book and loved it, you have a lot of the same characters, like Evil Jen is back. And so I like this one a lot better than the first one, even though I loved the first one, so this one's even better. So if you want to start with the first one, you can, but this is the second one.
But what would you rate this one?
This one gets 5 stars. Okay, what do I have next? I have another graphic novel. Oh yes, Monster Mayhem, another graphic novel. Okay. Sorry I haven't been telling you all of the ages all along. These are all pretty much for ages 8 to 12 and grades 3 to 7, with a slight variation for investigators, which is for ages 7 to 10, grades 2 to 5. Okay, back to this book, Monster Mayhem. Okay. If you can tell, you got this really cute little African American girl as the main character, And she is super duper into science and fixing things. She likes to invent things. So she finds herself in the middle of one of her favorite monster movies. She loves monster movies. Can she find her way out of disaster while also saving the monster who has become her friend? You'll have to read to find out. There's lots of action and adventure. And like I mentioned, science fiction. This one's super fun and colorful as well. Great character, super likable.
But how's the rating?
5 stars on this one too. Yay! Okay, next I'm gonna say this one because it's also got some illustrations. Not a lot, but here and there it's got some illustrations. This one is for all you spooky horror lovers. It's ages 8 to 12, grades 3 to 5. Along with it being spooky, it's also got a lot of action adventure, and it's told from the point of view of these foxes. And basically there's 8 short stories, but they're all interconnected in the book. And there's thrills, and basically this is the type of stories that you want to listen to late at night, around a campfire, in the dark. They're really fun and interesting. I guess that's about it.
What's that rating?
I would give this one 5 stars. It's super different than a lot of books that are out there. So if you're looking for horror or fantasy, this is the book for you. And next we're gonna go with, this is for younger readers, okay? Ages 7 to 10, grades 2 to 5, maybe even down as low as 1st grade can enjoy this book. It's called Pug Pals, To the Crowd. This is the first book, and there's 2 books in the series right now. This one is about 2 dogs, Sunny and the new dog, I can't remember the new dog's name. Rosie, that's right, Rosie. So Sunny is the only dog. He has all of the attention of his owner, and then Rosie comes along, and Rosie is the little puppy that takes away all the attention and starts stealing his toys and everything that your younger brother and sister probably does to you. Super annoying, right? Yes, Sunny is so annoyed. So one day, Rosie takes Sunny's favorite toy, Mr. Bunny, and loses him. Have you dealt with this before? What would you do if your brother and sister lost your favorite toy? Okay, well, you'll have to find out how Sunny and Rosie handle this situation in this super cute story about dogs and families, and hopefully there's a happy ending at the end. And also, just so you know, book 2 is called Yay for Vacay. So I think they probably go on vacation on that one. Anyways, yes, I think that's all there is to know about this one.
But what's the Monica rating?
This one, I'm gonna say 5. 5. It's cute. It's really fun to read, and it's easy to read. Okay, next. This one is called Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus. This one is for ages 8 to 12, grades 3 to 7. This one is realistic fiction, which is actually my favorite type of book. I love connecting with characters and like rooting for characters. So Avon Green is the main character. She was born without arms, okay? Born without arms. That hasn't stopped her so far. She's a super strong, independent character. She had to learn how to do anything she wanted to do without arms, and so far that hasn't stopped her. In this story, she moves to a new town. So imagine she shows up in the new town and no one knows who she is, so the fact that she shows up without arms is super different for everyone. So now people are staring at her, people are asking her questions all the time, things she hasn't dealt with before since she grew up in her last town. So she has to deal with moving. She has no friends. So she meets a friend who also has his own disability, and they connect, being kind of like the outsiders of the school, and they face their fears together. There's also a mystery that they start to solve together. So you're reading a book about friendship, about being different, having a disability. You're reading a book about solving a mystery. And I must say that Avon is a super funny, likable character as well. She was adopted, so you're also reading about her story of being adopted. So if you're into realistic fiction, I would definitely recommend this one. There's also a book 2, which is just as amazing.
And what would you rate it?
5. Yes, this one's a 5 as well. Really great realistic fiction book. Okay, now we have, this book is called Black Girl Magic. It is probably the quickest read I have. It's super short. Great illustrations. It's a poem. Okay, so you're gonna find this in the nonfiction section. This is by Mahogany Browne. So this is in response to 21st century culture, telling black girls, don't do this, don't wear this, don't have big goals, or don't inspire to do great things, don't have an opinion of your own. So this is her response saying, love yourself, find the magic in yourself. So it's basically a journey from girlhood to womanhood, and this doesn't necessarily have to be only for black girls. I think this is a great book to inspire all girls who have been given negative messages growing up. I think it could go all the way through high school as well.
Now, what would you rate it?
This one, I would say 5 stars. Go pick it up. It's such a quick read, like I showed you. Just read it. You'll love it. Okay, last but definitely not least is Ghost Boys. This is a great Black Lives Matter book. It's for ages 10 to 14, grades 5 to 9. So this is the oldest ages book that I have for you today, but it still works great as a J book. The main character is a 12-year-old boy, and he was killed by a police officer playing with a toy gun. He comes back as a ghost, and he meets Emmett Till, and he just talks with the ghost of Emmett Till. And if you don't know the story of Emmett Till, then this will get you started, okay? It draws connections through history. This is an award-winning author. She knows what she's doing. Just a great story to learn about racism without having to go higher up into a teen book.
And what's your final rating?
This one's definitely a 5-star. Totally good read for right now. Relevant, timely, all of that. So I hope that one of these books I've discussed with you today that you will check out from the library. Our website is lvccld.org. If you would like to email me, I'll put my email at the end of the video again, and just let me know what you think about any of these books. If you want other recommendations, blah blah blah, whatever you want to email me about, go ahead and email me. Thank you for joining me again for my book talk. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.